We're walking dogs and talking real estate. Here's something buyers don't realize. You can absolutely call the listing agent directly to see the house. But the way you approach that conversation matters a whole lot more than what people think.
What I do see in the market is that when a buyer has not yet decided if they're going to use a buyer agent to represent them, then they don't know what to do next. How do I see a home that is on the market? I've reached out to a couple of agents, but they want a buyer agency agreement signed. Do I have another path that I can take? Does this path exist? And that's basically where this stall happens with buyers. And the answer is yes, there is another path to take here. What creates problems is when people aren't upfront about their intentions. So if your strategy is basically, I'm going to use this buyer agent to get into homes, to see homes, and then disappear later, that's definitely going to cause friction. Communication wins deals.
Honestly, a lot of buyers accidentally make themselves sound difficult without meaning to, of course, before they even see the house.
If you're a buyer and you're unsure if you want a buyer agent to represent you, then reach out to the listing agent, call them, or text them. Keep it simple and direct. As simple as, "Hi, Nancy Realtor. This is Susie Q. I was on the internet. I see your listing on 123 Main Street. Looks really interesting to me. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a buyer agent yet or not, but I would like to set up a time to see the house." Bam, period, the end, done. The agent knows what's going on. The agent knows what you're asking for, and they know how to move forward and accommodate you and accommodate their seller client at the exact same time. Now, that conversational path to the listing agent, or it could sound like, "Hey, Nancy Realtor, this is Susie Q. I see your listing on 123 Main Street on the internet. I want to come see it. I don't have an agent. I'm not going to use an agent. I hate realtors, man. The last two that I worked with I just didn't agree. We didn't mesh well, and I'm never going down that path again. I'm available in about 30 minutes. I can swing by and see the house. Can you meet me there?" So, one approach sounds collaborative and informative. The other approach sounds like perhaps if it becomes a transaction, it might be a bit bumpy and or it may never make it to the closing table. Communication wins deals. Now, also what most buyers don't understand is the listing agent can respond in a couple of different ways. Number one, they're most likely going to set up an appointment with you to see the house. But either during this initial conversation or at the time that you're at the home viewing the home, they may present you with some representation options. Like number one, they may offer to introduce you to a buyer agent, most likely someone that is in the same brokerage as they are. Number two, they may talk to you about them representing both you, the buyer, and the seller. In Texas, this is called intermediary without appointments. Or option three, just you simply moving forward, continuing on as an unrepresented buyer. The listing agent only represents the seller unless another relationship is formally created. Now, I want to double down on this. In any conversations or appointments that you are having with the listing agent, everything that they are saying is for the seller's best interest only and for the seller's best interest of their wallet only as well. The only way that this changes is a document is signed agreeing to a different form of representation. Now, let's go back to option two, which was the agent representing both buyer and seller. Again, in Texas, this is called intermediary without appointments. The seller and the buyer both have to agree to changing the representation to this. It is a document. Agent signs it, buyer signs it, seller signs it, then everyone moves forward. Now, in this situation in the state of Texas, this moves the agent's role from advisor to factual communicator, I guess is what I could call that. And that the agent does not advise either party. They don't advise the seller or the buyer, but they give factual information only. So, for example, the buyer submits an offer to the seller. Of course, the agent is facilitating writing up that offer and the documents. And the seller says, okay, agent, I got this offer. Um, do I accept this offer? Do I counter it? What terms should I counter on this offer? In this situation, this type of representation, the agent cannot advise the seller on their strategy, on things that they can do or should do to have a more beneficial outcome for themselves. The agent is only communicating facts.
At the end of the day, communication and clarity, this is what creates smoother deals, whether you use representation or you don't. Anyway, we're just out here walking dogs and talking real estate. See you in the next one.